Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, Sammy Plans. In today's video, I am going to be sharing what I have been reading these past few months and what I am planning on to read in April. So if that sounds like fun, go ahead and stick around and I'll be right back. Hi friends, it's been a minute and I feel terrible, but like I said in my last video where I explained where I've been the past month-ish, month and a half, it's been a long time coming, but we are back. And what I planned on being a monthly update of what I have been reading every month this year is now turned into me updating you now for the past 2 months and then sharing what I will be reading this month. And I'm filming this second week of April, so it's fine. We're gonna give ourselves grace and move forward. But if you're new here, hi, I'm Sammy, and in this little series I'm doing this year, I am sharing what I'm reading. My goal is to read 52 books, and I have curated a list of books that I have already owned that go along with the different eras of Taylor Swift and her music. And so every book is connected to a song in some way, and I am so excited. I've honestly, I've enjoyed it. It's been so much fun doing this. Some books I've liked more than others, but that's what you can expect with this type of thing. So I'm just gonna go through. The last video I made was in February, sharing what I read in January and what I was gonna read in February, and then I disappeared. And so I have been updating on my Instagram because it's a lot easier to do my little Instagram videos and share my in-depth reviews there. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, do it. The link to my Instagram is in the description. And I am just going to briefly talk about each book, what song it went with, and my thoughts. So, the first one from February is, and maybe I'm gonna stick these because it's a lot of books we're gonna talk about, and one just fell. Okay, we're fine. It's fine. This is the book Better Than the Movies, and guys, I love this book. It took me like a day and a half to read this book. Loved it so much. It was the first book I read in February, and this one went with the album Taylor Swift, her debut album, and I put it there because in her little Eras Tour intro song where it has all of the eras mashed up together, and she says, "My name's Taylor." That's where this comes from. Okay. And I put it in debut just because the debut album's name is, it's just Taylor Swift. Okay. But in this book, it does mention Taylor Swift, so that's why I put that there. Honestly though, after reading this book could go under so many other Taylor Swift songs, but I loved it so much. I gave it 5 stars. Lynn Painter is now one of my new favorite authors, and I have a wish list of all of her books that I want to read because it's the first book of hers I've ever read. And so super good. Highly recommend it if you are into rom-com type books. This made me feel like I was watching an early 2000s chick flick. And those are the best chick flicks out there. And so I just loved it. Super cute. It just follows this girl. She's getting ready to graduate high school and her thoughts of love. She is super into love. And yeah, I don't want to spoil it too much, but I highly recommend this book. The next book that I read in February is this one, The Guernsey Literary and Potato Pill Pie Society. Sorry, I have my list on my computer and I want to make sure I'm doing this right. This book goes under the album Lover for the song It's Nice to Have a Friend, because I had a friend that recommended this book to me. and it was good. I gave it 3 stars. It is a pretty thin book, but I felt like the story was hard to get through. It's super wordy and slow. What I did like about it though is that it's all written in letters, and so you're getting a lot of different perspective there, which is really interesting. And I really liked the overall story. It was just really slow, hard to get into. If you're really into like historical fiction though, I highly recommend this book. It was super sweet. And I also, it has a little sticker on there saying that there's a Netflix movie, or Netflix made a movie about it. And the movie is great. I watched the movie after I read the book, and I honestly enjoyed the movie more than the book, which is very rare, but it's a good story. Just wasn't a big fan of the book. Okay, the next book I do not have with me because I lent it to my sister and forgot that I did. And so I'm just going to talk about it. So the third book that I read in February was Red, White, and Royal Blue. And that book was under the Fearless album, Fearless era for Love Story, Forbidden Romance. And I gave that book a 3. It was a good story. I liked it. I don't know. I just felt like some parts were a little long, and I felt like it could have been shortened a little bit, but I did like the story. I love the development of the characters in the story, and I really appreciated it. I also watched the movie of that book and enjoyed it. But I guess I'm trying to think of the words. As much as I enjoyed the book, I would say on that one. It was good. You can watch that one on Amazon Video, or Prime Video, or whatever it's called. But it was really good. Like I said, I lent it to my sister, so we'll pretend it's here, but it's with my sister, and I hope she's enjoying it. Another one that I lent to my sister, though, that she did give me back, segueing into, no, just kidding, last book of February. Sorry, my brain's all over the place. And this one I did lend to my sister also, but I told her she had to give me this one back as soon as she was done with it because I loved this book and I didn't want to lose it. This is the Bromance Book Club. Let me find, there it is. This is also under Lover for the song Lover. And I just love this book. The premise of this one is we have a man who is married and his marriage is not in a good spot. And he doesn't know what to do. His wife is ready to divorce him, call it quits type of thing. And his friends talk to him into, well, not really talk to him, they like show him this book club that they have, and it's secret. And it is the Bromance Book Club. And it is just so good. It is so funny to read this and like see men be sensitive and vulnerable with their feelings. Like, I don't know. It was just really interesting to read. I loved it. And I found out that it's a series, and I also have all those on my book wish list. But highly recommend this one. Super good. Like I said, I don't remember if I did say this, but 5 stars all the way. This is such a good book. Now we are segueing into the books that I read in March. The first one is Before I Let Go. This book was for folklore, for the song This Is Me Trying. And I don't know. I gave this one a 3. It was really hard to get into. I know a lot of people love this book. I was not one of those people. It was a good story. The writing was good. There's like nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't for me. I just didn't really enjoy the story. I had a hard time connecting with the characters. I don't know. It was just for me. But this is Before I Let Go. Next up once again, a book that I don't have with me. And that's because it's somewhere in my room and I just can't find it. But I read, now I can't even remember the name because it's because I haven't highlighted it. Here it is. It's called Forever Interrupted, and it is by, oh my goodness, Taylor Jenkins Reid, one of my favorite authors. And this book's sad. It goes with Red, the album Red, and the song Tragic or Sad, Beautiful, Tragic. And that's exactly what this book is. It's about a girl who gets married, and like a week later, her husband dies. And the whole book is just her learning how to live without him and mourning him and getting to know her mother-in-law that she never met before she got married. And it's a beautiful story. I gave it 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. Sad that I can't find it. But I love all of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, so I expected that I would enjoy that one too. The next one that I read is None of This Is True. And this goes under the album Reputation for Ready For It. And this is a thriller book. I gave this one also 4 stars. I really like this one, but I like these types of things, like movies, thriller movies, books, documentaries. I'm into this kind of stuff. I also really enjoyed the writing style because it like goes from the past to the present, but it's like podcasts and interviews and like documentary type style of writing, and then you have the actual narration of the story going on kind of at the same time, which I love that. That was very creative, but it's like the title said, none of this is true. Like, it is one of those stories that was like, whoa, wait, what? It is kind of predictable, I'm not gonna lie, once you get into the story and figure out what's going on. And so I kind of wish it wasn't as predictable, but at the same time, I feel like you knew what was going to happen anyways, and so it's predictable on purpose. Because why would Netflix, because Netflix is mentioned in this, why would Netflix make a documentary about something if it wasn't going to be interesting? And so anyways, I hope that was vague and makes you want to read it. But this book is about 2 friends, they're not friends, 2 people that meet, and one of them's a podcaster, the other one is just an ordinary woman, and they just start talking, getting to know each other, and just things aren't as they seem. And so I just love this. I hope they make it into a movie. I think this would be a really cool movie, especially if they keep the whole podcast documentary element and treat it like a mock documentary, if that makes sense. But anyways, None of This Is True. I like this one. 4 stars. It is kind of depressing and whatnot and sad, but I thought the writing was just really well done. Okay, the last book that I read in March that I actually just finished because my life's been crazy is The Most Likely Club. And I gave this one 3 stars. I'm a little bummed about it because when I saw this on Book of the Month, that's where I got this one, the cover just looked kind of like intriguing. I liked the pink. It just really stood out. And I was really hopeful about this one. And it was not what I thought it was going to be. I don't know. I didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to. But this is under the Fearless album for the song Change, because in this book, these women, they are at their high school reunion and life is not what they thought it was going to pan out to be when they were seniors in high school. And so they are trying to reclaim their lives as middle-aged women, and that had some power to it. I did like that aspect, but I don't know, it was just hard to like really connect with the characters, and it just wasn't all there for me. But 3 stars. I think it was okay, but just not my favorite book. But that's what I've been reading since February. And now I'm going to share with you guys the books that I'm going to be reading in April, which are right here. I'm so excited. As they all fly off my desk. So I guess I can just go in order of album. That will probably be easiest. So the first book is the Happy Ever After playlist, and this is under the Taylor Swift album debut, Taylor Swift, and the song is Our Song because it's about a playlist. Super excited about this one. The author is Abby Jimenez, and I have loved her books. I just got one of her other books, and I have some more on my to be read list, and so super excited about this one. She is one of those that I've just really have enjoyed. The next one, let me see, is for 1989. This is Daisy Jones and the Six. I have read this book before. I want to preface this. I have read this one, but I wanted to read it again because I love it so much, and I thought it'd be fun to have a song connected with it and to just embrace that part of it. But I put it with 1989 and the song Is It Over Now, because her relationship with Billy, it just makes me think of this book. And even like Billy's relationship with Camilla. If you read this book, you should know what I'm talking about, but I want to read it with that lens, and yeah, so I'm super excited about that one. Daisy Jones will always be a favorite. And then for Reputation, we have Anxious People. This song, or the song that goes with this book, is Getaway Car. And so super excited to read this. This has been on my bookshelf for like 3 years, and I have not read it. And so I'm really excited to read this one because I've heard really good things about it. And then lastly, I hope I haven't skipped it yet. I'm sure. Okay, no, I didn't. Okay, so for Folklore, song Exile, I have the song It Starts With Us. I've read It Ends With Us. It was the first book I read this year, and I loved it. I was blown away by it, actually. And so I'm really excited to read this one and see the story continue. This one goes with the song Exile just because it's told in different perspectives. And so I really am excited to see the dual point of view in this book between Lily and Atlas. And so, I don't know, I'm just really excited for this one. I also wanted to read both of the books in the series before the movie came out, just so I'm ready. And so that will be the last book, or one of the books that I read in April. And so I hope you enjoyed today's video of me updating you on what I have read and what I'm going to read. And I am super proud of myself in this goal. I've read 12 books so far this year, which normally I read between like 12 to 20 books in a year. So I'm already like there, what I normally read. And so super proud of myself. Just keep chugging along, 40 more books to go. Let me know what your reading goal is this year and what books you have read. If you've read any of these books that I've mentioned, let me know what you think about them, but don't spoil them for people that haven't. I love to just talk books though with you in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video and hit subscribe so you don't miss any of my book and planning content here on YouTube. And until next time, guys, I'll see y'all later. Bye.